Welcome. This is another edition of VOLT24TV KAKI Dialogue. And on today's edition, we are going to be discussing the road controversy. We say controversy because when the president gave his annual message, there was an issue raised by Samuel Tue disputing the numbers that the president put out from his annual message regarding road connectivity and pavements. Samuel Tue disputed the record, and Minister Tue came on later to provide some clarification. And then after, I think Samuel Tue also has some issues with that. But we are going to look through all of those and see how we reason them out on this platform. The KAKI Dialogue is a program that is intended to bring the discourse to the people and create a kind of harmony on issues that are taken from a different angle by a different group of people. We want to be that platform that kind of harmonize the differences from a very, very independent and objective perspective. So we have had a number of issues. First of all, let me begin by welcoming again Professor Amos Teokofa on this platform. We are going to be looking at this issue together and see how we make sense of it. And welcome, Professor Kofa. It is another day. Like I said, we're going to be looking at the road controversy, the issue raised by Samuel Tue. First of all, we'll look at the president's statement regarding the road, which came under attack by Samuel Tue, and the clarification that was made by Jerry McPeer. So let me first begin by, let us take a look at what the president, before we do that, Kamakova, can you give your intro? You are muted. Okay, you okay now?
Okay, all right, okay. Yes, as I was saying, as always, we are here to, make our own contribution to the national development process in Liberia. And so I look forward to the conversation and see how far we can take it.
Yeah, so as you are all aware, those of you who are listening to us in Liberia and in the diaspora, on the 26th of January, the president came up with his annual message. Basically, we say that message contains the president and the government a report of the health of the nation, looking at the economy in the financial position of the government to social political condition. So it's the overall health of the nation that the president presented to the legislature. There is a reason why the presentation is made to the legislature. The constitution calls for it, one, and the legislature, in the absence of election, is that body which adequately represents the people. So the president made that his presentation to the legislature, and in that presentation, he talked about road. So let me put up the statement that the president made specifically that came on the attack. This is the statement that the president made. Let me put it up for everyone to see. So the statement says, in furtherance of this commitment, that is a commitment to connect the country. In furtherance of this commitment, we focus on restoring key corridors and expanding secondary roads. We increased Liberia paved roads from under 12% to at least 20% and maintain more than 780 kilometers of major routes, ensuring year-round access. Connectivity improved between Brove and Bopolu, Salaye and Menikoma, Tapeta and Zoedru, as well as Buchanan and Greenville, reducing cost and easing hardship for citizens. Now, this was the president's statement, which came under strong criticism by Samuel Tue, one of the gurus of the Congress for Democratic Change or Coalition for Democratic Change, and former Finance Minister, Republic of Liberia. Let me also put up the statement. I think it was a Facebook post from Summer Tour. Let me also put that up and see what he says there. Okay. So here's it. That's on January 6th. That's immediately after the statement from the president. On January 6th, Samuel Tue wrote, "We increased Liberia paved road from under 12% to at least 20% and maintain more than 780 kilometers of roads." President JNB. So just that portion, Samuel Tue highlighted and made this comment regarding that. First, Mr. President, road pavement under President EJS was 5.7%. That means she paved and or maintained about 745 kilometers of roads. Then it goes further to say President George Manning Weah added 3.4% to this ratio. So President Salif had 5.7%. President George Weah added 3.4% to this ratio, bringing the total pavement ratio to 9%. By 2023, this means President Weah paved about 450 kilometers of roads. This brings total paved roads in Liberia to about 1,119 kilometers of roads as at December 2023. Mr. President, are your people telling you that your government added 11% to this 9% pavement number? This means they are telling you your government paved more than 1,430 kilometers of roads, which is about 11% of Liberia's 13,000 kilometers of roads. Or did they get confused by the numbers and reported this non-truth to you? Because of politics, your people are unfair to you, Mr. President, and this is not good for the country. I will leave the 70,000 jobs the UP created for the public to decide. This one is above my pay grade, but just wanted to share with the public the impossibility your advisors made you to read to the Liberian people. So yes, Samatua described this as an impossibility, Komikofa, that the government will pay like 11% to be added to this 9% pavement number that both the Weah administration and the Ellen Johnson administration collectively achieved. And if that is the case, Samatua is saying that Joseph Boakai administration in 2 years paved 1,430 kilometers of roads as opposed to 1,119 kilometers of roads that was paved between George Weah and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. So this was the issue that was raised by Samatua. You are muted.
I should go now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it is good that, I'm not sure whether the correction that the minister made, whether that correction was also in consideration of 12 point, or it was after he made his correction that 12 came up to provide the statistics for the
No,
road construction.
the minister actually made his correction in reaction to 2S.
Okay. All right. And then I think all I can say on this is that I think it was a good move on the side of the minister to come back, to say that, look, what was included in this speech was not what was intended. But how it got there, that another issue. And I want to say, that it demonstrates how responsible you are, to own your error, and that you are not just all over the place defending an obvious wrong.
Greetings once
But
again, and welcome.
you
Go
have
ahead.
realized that there was an error made and you have come back to make a correction to that error. I think it was a good thing. But what I can say furthermore on this is that, again, when you are coming to talk to the Liberian people, everything shouldn't just be about the politics. It shouldn't be about maintaining power. You have to be honest and sincere to the people. All right. If you have not done something, you have not done it. What you have achieved is what you should pronounce. You know, don't create an impression. When you know that the numbers are not there, because there were people that were before you. They keeping their records, and so anything they will come after you. So it was a good thing that Comrade Pierre came out to make the correction, to clear the air. And moving forward, I think let the folks in government be able to coordinate properly. I think if the president must speak, that speech should be ready 1 month in advance. That if there are other things that need to be corrected so it can be scrutinized before it is released to the public. Because again, as I said yesterday, while we may beat on those who prepare the speech, equally so as a leader, if you were on top of your games, you will ask the critical questions and you will not just take what your subordinate hand to you to carry. Because if it backfire, it reflects on you. We are beating on the subordinates, but pretending that, the presidency has no stake in it. No, the president has a stake in it because he should have made sure that the speech that they gave him was to the point and to the. It also comes with, is he in the know of all of these things that are going on? Because if you were in the know, if you read the speech, you will ask a critical question. And those critical questions will raise the issue and those issues will be addressed. But if you're not in the know of what's happening and you are only fed on information just being provided to you by your subordinates, these are the kind of things that happen. But again, it was a good thing that the Minister of Information came out to clear the air, and we pray and hope that moving forward, when they are coming to address the Liberian people, they will be able to do it properly and not do damage repair all of the time.
Yes, I don't know where the error actually came from. Like, if we I don't know whether it's the percentage error, but Minister Tour seems to be attacking both the percentage and the actual number that they put here, about 780 kilometer of roads. But the percentage is so huge. So first, there is this 12%, assuming that they increase the paved road from under
Bo,
12%.
I think, just a moment, you asked a question.
Yeah.
So I think the reason why TWE came up is the president, I think he said he took it from honor, his first statement. We
Yes.
paved road from honor 12% to at least 20%. So TUE data is at it is the road pavement total is at 9%. So
Yeah,
if the president is saying that it is at 20%, it means that in the 2 years they have paved 11% of the total, the total road. The total 13,000 kilometer.
yeah, but is it difficult to say the actual percent than say or under 12%? Because this should call your attention to say oh, we we might be having a problem if we cannot be very very straight with the percent. If we don't have the actual percent, then there might be a problem. There might be a problem. So under 12% could be 10, 11, 11 and a half, and so on. It could be 9.5. It could be 9. It could even be 8. But Tua is saying that the government already knew that as at 2023, the end of 2023, December 2023, the percent of paved road combined from early administration to the George Weah administration, the percent of paved road combined is 9%. So the government and the public work ministry ought to know this particular number. They ought to know this particular number. Why is it that or they were not definite about the number, which should be the baseline from which they are speaking to say where they went, where they push it to 20%. So this is a issue for concern, especially when people are all over the place arguing that there are inflation of numbers all over the president's paper. So Tour is arguing that President Salif alone paved or maintained 745 kilometers of roads. President Salif alone maintained or paved 745 kilometers of roads. So all through the time that she was there, she maintained or paved 745 kilometers of roads. The Bouakar administration is contending that they maintain 780 kilometers of roads in just 2 years. President Weah in 6 years, according to TUE, paved about 450 kilometers of roads, which is 119 combined with President Salif. So I really don't know where this number came from in terms of error. If we want to assume that that was an error, how did that number come to the president's speech? How did that number come to the president's speech is a question that we have to be able to answer. 11% to this 9% pavement. So in 2 years, the numbers is going to be like the government added 11% to 9% pavement, which is the combined number of President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and President George Weah. And that is very astronomical. That is very astronomical. But Minister PIAH had this to say regarding the number that Summer Tour was showing. Let me see whether I can get Minister PIAH statement. Okay, here is it. Yeah, here is Minister PIAH's reaction.
Endeavor to do and what we always do is to have our interaction with you, the Liberian people, to be open, to be transparent, and to just be truthful. And in that line of wanting to be truthful, we would like to start our comment on the annual message from a point that was made by the president during the delivery. And I'd like to quote that point before I say what I'm supposed to say. In the message as it was written and read by the president, it says, Mr. Speaker and members of the legislature, nearly 3 years ago, I showed the nation that roads would be our focus, not as a slogan, but rather a commitment in connecting communities with opportunities. And it went further to say, in furtherance of this commitment, we focused on restoring key corridors and expanding secondary roads. We increased Liberia's paved roads from almost 12% to at least 20% and retained more than 70 kilometers of major routes, unquote. This portion of the message is in honest contrary to the submission of the Ministry of Public Works. And here is what the Ministry of Public Works submitted. And whatever that information was, those developing the speech, those finalizing the speech, do not fall short of taking full responsibility if they make error. And as a responsible government, we admit that they did a misquotation far away from what the Ministry of Public Works submitted. And I think as of yesterday, they made the necessary corrections. So if you went to the Executive Mansion website, for example, you will find the actual submission that was made by the Ministry of Public Works, which I'm not about to read. And that submission was, in pursuant of this vision, and the vision is where it said, Mr. Speaker, we assure you that road it is. It went on to say, in pursuant of this vision, my administration has taken bold steps to reduce Liberia's paved road deficit from less than 12% to at least 20%, while simultaneously prioritizing maintenance of major road corridors to ensure that no vehicle stopped in the mud as promised during the inception of the administration. During this period of review, we have successfully maintained 783 kilometers of roads nationwide, restoring year-round connectivity across the western region from Broadway to Bakulu, the northern corridor from Salaye to Vanjima to Menekoma, the eastern corridor from Tapita through Zwell to Kawieken, and the coastal. Do not fall short of taking full responsibility if they make error. And as a responsible government, we admit that they did a misquotation far away from what the Ministry of Public Works submitted. And I think as of yesterday, they made the necessary corrections. So if you went to the Executive Mansion website, for example, in pursuant of this vision, and the vision is where it said, Mr. Speaker, we assure you that roll will be this. They went on to say, in pursuant of this vision, my administration has taken bold steps to reduce Liberia's paved road deficit from less than 12% to at least 20%, while simultaneously prioritizing maintenance of major road corridors to ensure that no vehicle stopped in the mud as promised during the inception of the administration. During this period of review, we have successfully maintained 783 kilometers of roads nationwide, restoring year-round connectivity across the western region from Broadway to Bakulu, the northern corridor from Salaye to Vanjima to Menekoma, the eastern corridor from Tapita through Zwell to Kawieken, and
Yeah, so there you have it. He said it.
You don't see any kind of difference, no correction that he made from that statement he read than from what they put in the speech.
What they had in the speech, what they had in the speech, So let me see what they had in the speech. Let me put out what they had in the speech again.
Because from what Pia read, in pursuant to that blah blah blah, it's still bogged down to the statistics. The statistics say from less than 12% to at least 20% of road. The rest that he was calling was just naming places. But my focus is on the statistics. I thought he came to remedy the statistics, but it seems that the statistics in Pia's own words, remain the same. It's only the language in pursuant to, in furtherance to. Okay?
So yeah, they said we increased Liberia paved road from 12% to at least 20%. PIAH we reduce Liberia paved road deficit from less than 12% to at
So
least.
what's the difference? We increased it. We increased Liberia. We increased Liberia's paved road from under 12% to at least 20%. We reduced Liberia pavement deficit from under 12% to. So what is, when we were doing math, they said changing the order. Changing the order of the ardent.
Yeah.
It does not negate the song. So if you pull 2 first and you pull 3 last, 2 plus 3, it gives you 5. When you say 3 plus 2, it gives you 5.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing they are doing here.
Yeah. Certainly. We reduce Liberia paved road deficit
Okay.
from less than 12%
Mm-hmm.
to at least 20%.
Okay. In furtherance, then you go back to the president's speech.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, but how do you call it? Samatua had a comeback to that. Yeah, but
No,
it's not really clear how the speech writers made a mistake.
absolutely. I'm not seeing the mistake the speech writer made and to what Pierre is responding to. Because when I heard my focus was on the statistics, I heard him say from less than 12% to at least 20%. So even when we mathematically, if we analyze the at least, it's even more than 20%.
And at least is still under 12%. If you say under 12% and at least or
No,
less
at
than
most
less than
reported.
12%.
Yeah, at least 20%. It means that it's 20% or more.
Yeah.
20% or more. So what in the president's speech in furtherance, and then what Pierre read from the ministry are really confused. They confuse people more.
Because the president's speech is clear. The president's speech still use at least 20%.
Yes.
And it used under 12%. What Pierre added is we reduce Liberia paved road deficit.
Mm-hmm. And we increase Liberia paved road.
Yeah.
When you reduce the paved road deficit, it's still telling you that you have increased it. It's like you're saying you reduce poverty, all right?
Yeah.
You reduce unemployment. So it means you are increasing the level of employment.
Yeah.
In the guy just said we increase Liberia paved road.
Yeah.
From under 12%. Then Priya is talking about reducing the deficit.
Yeah.
So if the deficit is reduced, technically you are saying that you have increased the paved road in Liberia.
Okay, so
we can go back to PI again and play it again and see.
Yes, so let me play PI again because we need to understand him clearly. Let me play PI once more. We need to understand PI very clearly because I'm not sure he tried to communicate the same thing.
Endeavor to do and what we always do is to have our interaction with you. My administration has taken both steps to reduce Liberia's paved road deficit from less than 12% to at least 20%, while simultaneously prioritizing maintenance of major road corridors to ensure that no vehicle stopped in the mud as promised during the inception of the administration. During this period on review, we have successfully maintained 783 kilometers of roads nationwide, restoring year-round connectivity across the western region from Broadway to Bapudu.
Comrade Smith, please position yourself properly.
I see myself on the screen. I don't know. I'm position properly.
Your neck is cut off, and
That's
this
what I'm
is
saying. I'm not seeing a free square. How do I know? That's what I'm saying. If I look at myself, I'm not to position myself. I don't
why
know what
everybody
people.
always come right and you always like this.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, so it's no difference. It didn't say anything different. It didn't say
Absolutely.
anything different.
My
Yes,
administration has taken both steps, to increase from on less than 12% to
mhm.
at least. The statistics still remain the same.
Yeah. So the only thing he added is the rhetoric. Reduce Liberia paved road deficit. That's the
Yes.
only thing he added.
To confuse the market woman.
Yeah, we need people to come and say what this really is, because first of all, when you are communicating and you are communicating in confusion, you have the opportunity to take makeup, and you come back with the same confusion. That's a serious problem. That is a serious problem. They still need
No,
to come and clarify, because the
absolutely.
people need to understand exactly what you're saying. But let me see whether I can put up what Summer Tour reaction was. Or
So it's still bogged down to the tour because we got the lower tier and the upper tier. We are now talking about the, less than and equal to 12% to, at least 20%.
yeah,
So if you say less than 12%, where exactly did you take it from? And that's where it's coming from, that the total construction pavement we have in Liberia, Madam Salif, the CDC, it should be around 9%.
yeah,
So you're telling the Liberian people that in the 2 years, you increase road pavement to 20% and more.
yeah.
So they
You
are
see?
not, they came back to repair the thing and they're making more confusion because Comrade Pia did not say anything different from what is in the speech. And as the writer said, he just came to add a rhetoric to it. That's all.
So here is, I mean, without seeing what Tour wrote, let me get to what Tour wrote. Because I mean, without seeing what Tour wrote, we kind of like, oh my god.
But where were the press people? How they even allow the thing to fly like that, my man?
Yeah, that is, wow. How could they do that? How could they do that? How could they do that? So here is what Tue wrote after
Again.
Minister Pierre's statement. He said, "We welcome the government admission that it erred on the road pavement ratio reported by President Joseph Human Bwaka in his 2026 SONA. But this is thanks but no thanks. since the correction still, it's a quote unquote correction, still has the same error and needs to be corrected. The English the president read implied rescue government built
That was the
about
safety.
1,430 kilometers of road, an impossibility. The press release purported to correct the misinformation, retains the same language, but we should still acknowledge the attempt to correct since this moves our discourse in the desired direction, even if there is still confusion on how to correct. Someone said to me the government should have acknowledged you in the release since it was you who flagged the error. So he said, honestly, honesty is required to move our country forward. We know this error was induced by pressure and rescue government faces a much governance number generated by CDC administration of President George Weah. We look forward to admission to other error as in the false claim about creating 70,000 jobs. Yeah. So just as you were saying, Komerkova.
Yes, I've not seen 12 right out. And I listened to the thing. I'm like, but what Pierre is trying, what damage repair is he making? As a matter of fact, I even take my thank you back for thanking him earlier on because he said nothing.
Smith, you got to learn how to adjust your camera, man. We can be coming
Boy,
with the same problem every time.
I think you just suspend me for a week.
No, honestly, I take my thank you back to Combre Pierre because he confused.
Yeah, yes. That is what
Thank you for,
Prof,
thank you for,
Prof, you
thank
know,
you.
I don't know whether you know that black guy who used to teach English, Prof Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake. Yes, yes.
The man can say maximum nonsense in minimum time.
Minimum time.
I think the man wrote on a plumel bogo, storybook. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so Comrade Smith, time is fast spent now. We have like 10 minutes to go. But this is the staple, this is the meal that the government serve us. This is a big story. The government is claiming to have paved a huge, far more than what President Salif and President George Weah accomplished. In 2 years, the Joseph Boakai government has accomplished far more than what President Salif and President George Weah accomplished. Samuel Tua said that they achieved combined 9%. Early administration, 12 years, and the Weah administration, or 6
3.4.
years, they achieved combined 9%. Now, from 9% to 20% is 11% difference. The Boakai administration is claiming to have achieved 11% of paved roads in 2 years. That is astronomical. And we have to make sure that we get the actual clarification from the Public Works Minister, because sometimes this rule clarification can really, create problems.
So, come up with it. To the larger extent, those of us who are panelists at this point, have worked in government. The State of the Nation address is a combination of sectors, ministry line, agency report, progress report that they submit to the Director General of the Cabinet. All he does, he has the outline, sector by sector. So when it comes to infrastructure, road network, you rely on public work and maybe the national road for in terms of revenue company, how much they get in the first road, you take their update from that, you insert it in that portion. When you talk about water and sanitation and sewage, you go into water and sewer and wash commission. So the template is there. The Director General of the Cabinet is not manufacturing information. And so you say the public works ministry needs to come again. They come and say, what the public, it's clear the public works ministry that provided that first information. The same public works that try to defend the yellow machine issue, you know, and then in the end, they had to go China again with PPCC Commission Chairman, GSA. GSA, which should be quoting government asset after the asset, after you acquire asset, before they get paid.
Because I don't think the Director General of the Cabinet did anything wrong. He took the rhetoric from his speech,
Correct.
reduce paved road deficit. What is paved road deficit? The Director General of the Cabinet took it from there. And
paved road deficit is a complete tabata. You know,
yeah.
Professor Kova made a point. By shifting the number doesn't change the sum, it doesn't change the result. So 3 plus 2 gave you 5.
And the minister is supposed to have known that before even coming with a clarification. He's supposed to ask the public works minister and say, oh, but this does not make any sense.
Over $10 million infrastructure project in 4 years. They see public works minister say he had no idea. Well, in fact, his public works to do all the spec, you know, they kind of do the soil testing, the kind of structure that's supposed to go over there. Public works statutory has that rule.
Yeah,
but
the minister never had any knowledge. The president never had knowledge. So why you expect the minister to have knowledge?
He said now it's a government project, you know, named in honor of MIU. They see what the president had no knowledge about the yellow machine until he met a friend. One friend who has no name on the airplane and they enter a gentleman agreement. So this discussion is it's not technical, it's not professional. The rhetoric was intended, these people came to power by deceiving and misleading the masses, and they are determined to govern with misinformation, disinformation, and lies.
That is not possible.
And so, you know,
society.
That's a suicidal attempt, and that's why you see they are killing themselves already now. The finance minister, when you said and other people pull out donor funding, instead of being innovative to design other model to create that adjustment, because there was a shock in the economy, the finance minister said, "Want pray, want create praying bank." Today he said again, "Want create a ministry of bread and butter." So for the Hosanna choir to the ministry of bread and butter. So you see where we are. You see where we are.
And the ministry will send down manna to the people. Yeah. Because the people will not work again. They will just be eating bread and butter.
They will send manna from heaven. So the bread and butter ministry will be that, the dish will be that manna that is coming from heaven. I mean, this is pathetic. We got to be serious, you know. And these are the people who say they got competence. They got zero competence. Evidence by what they are doing. So, I mean, Jalima Pia, instead of addressing the issue, he said, Senator was on the radio. Senator said they took 27 million people out of poverty. Look, no journalist will listen to that because the man even corrected and said, but let's agree that agreeing without admitting that he said it, right?
That one is a slip of tongue. Everybody knows Liberia does not have even correct 6 million people. Liberia does not have. So when somebody says 27 million, it's honest too is a slip of tongue.
PIAH rebuttal, he said somebody will talk about 27 million. And I keep hearing you and Professor Kofa, you said the government say, then PR say. So who was PR speaking on behalf of? You know? So this is a cesspool, the discoordination, the people are disintegrated, you know, and that is why we are where we are, you know. Look at the financial reporting. The financial reporting, the expenditure report over the period. The government from the state and nation is reporting up to November.
But
What happened?
Women, I would think that it is laziness on the part of Comrade Jeremiah Pia to take nonsense from the public work minister and come and use it as a correction. He should have
No, it's
told the public work minister that this does not make sense. It does
I
not teach the language.
disagree. It's not laziness. It's a stand-up operation by the rescue government officials to spin lies and think they have rhetoric.
I don't think Pia meant to do that. I don't think Comrade Pia meant to do that. I don't think so.
They kind of say we reduce the
was reluctant to critique. He was reluctant to critique.
I mean, Pia has comprehension issue because I mean, he has seen the speech and he's supposed to look at what the Ministry of Public Works gave him and look at the speech and see the difference. So are you telling me somebody just gave you something, you wrong with it, and you don't even analyze that?
Because he trusted the public work ministry so much.
No, that's a character you put in as state. You are the information minister. Now you came down, you want to clear the air, and you're doing more damage to the government than you were supposed to repair the damage that was already being done.
And your own reputation. People will now start looking at Pia as a dog character. People will start considering him to be very dog.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what people are talking about repetition. These are the people who paraded the country with polluted news that 16 billion got missing. 16 billion got missing, but all the commercial banks were open. They were running well. How can 16 billion leave an economy and there's no shock?
But who initiated the 16 billion discussion? It was the minister from CDC government, right?
No.
Information ministry, right?
No. Philip Brown was the one who announced 9 billion was stolen.
Yeah.
The minister of information said no. The money is not 9 billion. No money was stolen. The government was to print 10 billion under the Unity Party and they went and printed 16 billion. The finance minister calls on the program. In fact, the finance minister and myself were riding that morning together. That morning when he called OKFM, we're entering the Ministry of Finance together in the car. And he called, he said, there is no 16 billion missing. But because these people now who are giving you rhetoric again on deficit of role and percentage, you know, they had an agenda. They polluted the airspace by saying the guys provided contradicting information. There was no contradiction in that information. Eugene information was accurate. When the Crow auditors came, they established that the legislature approved 10 billion, but Malanseli went and printed 16 billion. Not only did they print 16 billion.
Yeah, but Eugene information might be accurate, but he created crisis.
No, he didn't create crisis. They rescue people
somebody
now.
Is supposed to print 9 billion, and then they went ahead and printed 16 billion.
So you are providing information to the public that
he raises question that the public will want to know where our 16 billion.
Yeah, to ask a question is not a bad thing. Asking question and making a blanket indictment are two different things. Now, Mo Ali, that Pakistani rascal, was on the radio talking about the Saudi Jordan, we power boy, motorbike boy. You made a motorbike people to pay for insurance. Said they will run the street that you have helmet and insurance. These people went and pay their high-end money. By the time they pay the money, you stop them from running. Then you say you get a job.
Comrade Smith, we are about to close up.
Yeah, so in my closing, we should not treat political deception with professional analysis. Will not be rendering a platform service when we do that. When these people do unprofessional things, we must not analyze it professional because it will not resonate. It will not die. When these people bring tabata, we must deal with it the way it comes. You know, you cannot continue to insult the intelligence of the Liberian people. You cannot. For the Minister of Finance and Development Planning to say the brand brother issue is not an issue, it shouldn't be on the burner that will go create new ministry and what the minors coming to fall. But at the same time, he amazed that the 7,000 job number, he know where he coming from. I don't know why he doesn't know him. He amazed that the 7,000, yeah, something not right. So you know to laugh, we need to laugh from January to December, and not small thing. Because the laugh every day you gotta think. You gotta process man to create a story. That conspiracy theory that will be believable to the public. And that's small exercise people going on. So you can understand the level of incompetence. The level of incompetence.
Thank you very much, Comic Smith. Thank you very much. You came late and you want to light fire. Yeah. And we're not ready to light fire.
You are giving notice you are giving notice on when I will come.
Comic over.
When we were at the University of Liberia, 10 years, this comrade Pia and the rest of the guy, in fact, he was referred to at that time as John the Baptist. It was it was the time the late Thomas Donan and Augustine P. Gaffwan were competing for the also presidency. And Comrade Pia will go under the Palava Hall and we all will be clapping and giving the battle cry to pave the way. At that time, we were freshmen, we were picking them. So when those guys got under the Palava Hall and they are talking, we clap for them. But gone are those days. Some of us have had enough training now. Our analytical skills are sharpened. So when you come to the public and you want to give information, you need to do it well. I haven't seen Samuel to a rebuttal to Comrade Pia, but initially the father he came to say he was making, he was clarifying and admitting some errors in the speech. I said kudos to him. It was a sign of being a responsible guy. But having listened to his statement over and over, and then compare it with the president's speech in furtherance, and then my administration has taken bold steps to reduce road pavement deficit. And then the guy who wrote the speech say the road pavement has been increased from less than 12% to more than at least 20%. Comrade Pia come and rephrase the same thing and want to confuse and cajole the Liberian people believing that he's doing cleaning up. No, that is not correct. You don't play with people's emotion like that. All right. Yesterday, it was the issue of, so should we create a ministry of bread and butter? I mean, comrade, you want to be president and you're not taking the Liberian people issue seriously. How will you want to be president? How you expect the people to vote for you? You are at the crossroad. You are the minister of finance who's supposed to be promulgating policies to change the life of the people. By 2030, the world supposed to achieve eradication of extreme poverty. Where is Liberia under your watch? You are the minister of finance and you are questioning you making mockery out of the Liberian people. We're going to be a ministry of bread and butter. And you know exactly when the people talking about the bread and butter issue, we're talking about job creation, and you begin to be sarcastic to the Liberian people about this issue. So long we have kept quiet. And because we have kept quiet, believing that these guys in authority are our friends and our brothers, so we should give them pass, it does not give them the authority to continue to make fun out of the Liberian people. It is about time some of all, rose up to the occasion to order some of the comments by these comrades that they need to be serious. This is not, you sleep in air condition, you ride free cars, you live on the Liberian people for how many years? The only time you were unemployed was when the CDC government. You spent almost 12 years in Maransali government on the sweat of taxpayer. You came back, and then you are asking, we are going to build the ministry of bread and butter? Come on. And you understood the question. The bread and butter issue, that's the job creation issue. And as a minister of finance, you are responsible to create through the fiscal policy. Then come repair, you come to do damage repair, and you just, the same thing, you just rhetoricize the whole thing, and you say you playing with our emotion and you clean it up. You got to be serious, comrades. Honestly, you guys got to be serious. We are giving you guys, so much passes now, but we are rising up because some of us too, we have serious interest in the political struggle in Liberia. And so we will not sit and allow you guys to continue to mislead the people. As you guys mislead the people, we'll call you guys to order and we will checkmate you guys every day because we want the best for our people. Those will be my closing comment, comrade.
Okay. So that was my conclusion.
Thank you very much, Comrade Kofa, and thank you, Comrade Wilmer Smith. It was a nice time having you guys come and look at the controversies surrounding the Joseph Human Boaka pronouncement about their achievement in terms of road pavement in our country. That report, which announces that the did far better than Ellen and George Weah combined, it did far better than Ellen and George Weah combined, is far-fetched and hilarious. We cannot.
That report is non-existent.
Yeah, we cannot consider these people being in their own rational mind when they gave those kinds of report, and they had the opportunity to come and clarify, and they even said worse nonsense than they earlier reported. So that is something that they have to work on very seriously. The government and the people there claim to be very educated, and we want to see that education manifested in terms of what they do. We cannot write achievement on paper that don't exist on the ground. This is VOLT24TV. It's a progressive advocacy media institution, and we are here to make sure that we bring sense to the controversy on the ground, where we have two political extremes. We want to be sure that we are able to bring all of the issues on the table and be able to come with our own analysis and reason together on what is proper. Remember, we have been in advocacy for a very long time, and we intend to do so again in this time to make sure that a better Liberia remains possible. This is VOLT24 TV. It was a nice time having you, Comrade Kofa and Comrade Wilmer Smith. And it was a nice time having those of you who were listening to us in the diaspora in Liberia.
Don't run away, that Comrade. You won't go, Chris.